away from the stadium. Elevators be in operation during personnel who will be available. In the
Now, fans, we have America and those serving at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem, conducted tonight by Master Eric Wiltshire. Now, fans, our national anthem.
The home of the Oregon Ducks, Autzen Stadium, where it never rains. And the Oregon team that still controls its own destiny for the college football playoff because of a game-winning drive where it did rain last Saturday, Iowa City.
Oregon down by 1 with 1:51 remaining.
Now it's Dante Moore's turn.
Less than a half minute. Moore throws. Oh, what a catch and throw.
First down at the 27-yard line of Iowa with 23 seconds remaining. Kick is on the way up. It's long enough. It looks. Score! Attica 7th. Oregon has defeated the Iowa Hawkeyes.
New territory for Dante Moore, aced a 2-minute drive for the win. Atticus Sappington's field goal has Oregon rapping on the door and just waiting for a possible loss for Indiana and Ohio State for a chance at a berth in the Big Ten title game. They'll play Minnesota on this Friday night. And we are so glad to have you along. Jason Benetti, Robert Griffin III, Alexa Landestoy downstairs in this wonderful venue for college football. But Dante Moore, the transfer from UCLA, is the front man for a very rugged run game.
Yeah, Dante Moore, this is a quarterback that could be drafted 1 or 2 overall in this upcoming NFL draft if he decides to come out. He's got every throw in his golf bag, touch, accuracy, everything you want from a poise perspective from a quarterback. But make no mistake about it, people at home, this offensive line and the running game is really the driving force for this Oregon team this year. They have been shredding defenses like cheese. I mean, look at this running game. Almost 240 yards a game. Jordan Davison, Noah Whittington, and Dier Hill Jr. are a big play waiting to happen.
I look at those yards per carry. So the question I have for you is, how does a bowl-eligible Minnesota team, a good side, how do they deal with this?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, they get their best playmaker back in Darius Taylor, their running back. This guy, when he gets over 25-plus touches a game, their record in his career is 7-1. So how do you stop that offense? You keep them off the field by giving the football to this guy, and then their defense has to show up. Anthony Smith leads the Big Ten in sacks, or 8.5. This defense as a whole leads the Big Ten in sacks and is 6th in the country. And you talk about the sacks, well, it's going to get Oregon behind the chains. This defense has to show up and play and have one of those epic games of shutting down this offense to give them an opportunity to win today.
Start your college football weekend with us. Big games in the Big Ten all weekend long. We begin here in Eugene for the Ducks and Gophers. Fox College Football is sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade. All week long, one of the questions is, who's going to play offensively for Oregon? They've been down some skill guys. Who's in there, Alexa Landestoy?
Yeah, it's been one of the biggest questions. The Oregon coaches telling us it's been a year of depth and strength in numbers. Let me give you the rundown of who you're going to see for the Ducks offensively. DeCorian Moore is not expected to return here tonight, and neither is Gary Bryant Jr., who left last week's game in Iowa early. But over to some positive news. Alex Harkey returns up front, and tight end Kenyon Sadiq is expected to be in the lineup. Sadiq is a player that opens up the Ducks offense, and guys expect him to line up outside quite a few times tonight as their depth is lacking at the wideout position. He can create some mismatches against Minnesota. So JB, some different faces, but Oregon has a next man up mentality.
And they've done it very well in Dan Lanning's tenure, 42-7 under their fourth-year head coach. Aspirations of another trip to the college football playoff. It ended in Pasadena last year. Oregon will see it first in a raucous Autzen Stadium. Here we go on Friday night. And here comes Dante Moore. Talking to him this week, that was a new experience for him, the 2-minute drive, but man, did he stay cool and relaxed.
Yeah, he talked to us about how his experience at UCLA made him a quarterback that doesn't have to harp on mistakes. He knows how to stay calm in those big-time moments, and it's showing up big time with his completion percentage, over 70%. The numbers haven't been there the past 2 games because they've been playing in monsoons, but make no mistake, Dante Moore is one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
We had talked to him and Bryce Betcher this week. He said, Bryce likes the rain. I don't. This is perfect for Dante Moore tonight. 55 degrees and clear. Noah Whittington is the tailback. They average more than 7 yards a carry on first down this year, and this is enormous for Minnesota early. Jackson Howard gets the stop. 2nd and long would be huge for Minnesota against an offensive line that has flipped the guards, and they're going to at points tonight.
Yeah, you see my man in the middle right there, Iapani Laleolu, just call him Poncho. My man is a beast. And you got Jordan Davison, the running back, number 0. A big play waiting to happen, as we talked about in the open, but they are downhill physical backs.
Sadiq is in as a wide receiver. This opening throw by Dante Moore is a completion to Jamari Johnson, who had the big touchdown in Happy Valley. That sets up 3rd down and short.
You're going to see a lot of 21 personnel from this Oregon offense, bringing in 2 tight ends. It's bringing in 1 tight end and 2 backs. They'll mix in 12 personnel. They're going to utilize motion. But you see right here, this huddle, this is something that I think a lot of people around the country don't understand. This Oregon team is no longer one that is just going a million miles a minute. They are willing to huddle and slow the game down.
They have 2 freshman tailbacks in. Motion from De'Air Hill. It's a handoff to Davison, the touchdown maker. He's battling for the first down yardage. It's going to be really close. It depends on the spot, and they are going to move the chains. It is a first down for Davison. He barely got enough.
Yeah, he did, and I love this little stance right here in the back, just sitting down, pop a squat, get up, get the ball from the quarterback, and then it's just pushing and pushing and pushing. This Oregon offensive line is one of the best in the country, and when we talked to offensive coordinator Will Stein, he said it's those 3 interior guys, and right there the 3 interior guys were able to move just enough to get that first down.
Go from the 35. It's Whittington right into the middle of the defense. But boy, as we said, stopping Oregon on first down is big tonight for this Minnesota defense. Anthony Smith is a great pass rusher.
He is a great pass rusher, and look for him to be talking a whole lot of trash up there at the line of scrimmage. We talked to him about that this week, and we'll dive more into that a little bit later. The linebackers, Maverick and Devin, really downhill players. They really bring the intensity for this defense. And then Corey Parrish, just look for him on offense and defense. He is a 2-way player, a la Travis Hunter, without all of the accolades.
2 tight ends again here. Dante Moore loads up. He's got a deep ball down the sideline for Benson, and he's got it. They hooked up on the big pass play in Iowa City late. This one goes for 41.
And this is one of Dante Moore's favorite throws. It's kind of that whole shot versus cover 2. You see him make the catch, get the foot down. Looks like it's in. All you need is 1. Boom. Foot is down, not out of bounds. That is a catch. Just really bad job there from Minnesota in the cover 2 look. The corner didn't get hands-on and just allowed the receiver to get a free release down the sideline. And if you're playing Oregon, you know they got one thing, Jason. It's team speed.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you see the big plays, right? They've allowed fewer than 20-yard plays defensively, and they pile them up on offense. Although the play clock currently is the only thing that can stop the Ducks. It's a timeout called by Oregon. First timeout in Oregon. The Ducks are driving early on here at home against Minnesota. Malik Benson, Corian Moore's out, Gary Bryant's out. Who cares?
Fans joining us on the field today are the newest Oregon Athletics.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. The sights of the Sun Bowl back in 2003, the last meeting between the Ducks and the Gophers. It was a Reese Lloyd field goal to win for Minnesota, but how about 15 carries for $135 for Lawrence Maroney? You talk about hard runners. When they had Lawrence Maroney and Marion Barber together, man, oh man.
I don't know if Marion Barber hurt himself or hurt the guys that were trying to tackle him more when he was running the football.
Those teams were dangerous. 5th all-time meeting, first time here in the shadow of the O, which is getting folded up for a later timeout. Gotta conserve. First down for Oregon from the 24. It's play action. It's Dante Moore. He'll lob it this side. Undone by Sadiq, and he's just short by an inch. What a catch.
Oh my goodness. Kenyon Sadiq, look at him. Woo! On the fingertips. Man, you wish he could have stayed up there. You know, I know receivers in that situation always want to run in to get the touchdown, but here they are back on the line of scrimmage.
Dante Moore tripped up, and he is short. They got half of it. They needed a yard. They got half a yard. 2nd and goal. How does this feel as a quarterback, Robert?
Oh, you're so close. You watch him. They're just going to run the down by the back. Just a clear zone read, reading this end man on the line of scrimmage. He goes down, boom, quarterbacks pulls it, and he just gets tripped up right at the last second, reaching. There you see it. Does the knee go down? Yeah, it's down just before that ball breaks the plane. This offense is built for the quarterback to run it in to the end zone for touchdowns and first downs. Now they get a nice pass concept.
Fake the shovel to Davison and spin it out of bounds. So after the Kerry Brown tackle on first down, incomplete on 2nd down, and Robert is heartbroken.
Yeah, he missed that touchdown throw right in the middle of the field to number 9, Jamari Johnson. I don't know what he saw, but he was wide open right around that E in the end zone. Man, I know he wish he had that one back.
This is a run play, right? Gotta be. Run play.
Gotta be a run play.
Zach Grace is in at fullback, as he was last week against Iowa. That's Sadiq in motion. It's a handoff for Davison. Minnesota closes the door. Second effort. He's in. Touchdown, Oregon. The 11th for Davison on the ground.
You're going to see, watch number 44 right here. He is going to miss this block. And why I'm pointing that out is sometimes as a running back, you got to do it yourself. And if you score with the man that's on you, then you get the touchdown. Grace, it wasn't a great block, but it was good enough to get the guy off balance, and Jordan Davison did the rest.
That's a true freshman for Oregon. A tailback who in his high school career had about 3,500 yards in 3 years. We're going to confirm that he's in here. It did look like he was on top of bodies. The only way he wouldn't be in is if they said forward progress was stopped. And that whistle, well, that elbow now.
We got to check and see if that elbow was down, but it looked like he was fine, and they're running it, so they're saying it was a touchdown. And let me tell you, I was on the field in pregame, and I got to look at Jordan Davison, and yeah, I mean, he's one of God's favorites. This guy is built. No wonder he scored on that.
Extra point is good for Atticus Sappington, who will never have to pay for a meal again in Eugene after last week. Jordan Davison, one of Oregon's favorites as well. 7-0 Ducks. We've had coaches use the word portally with us this year. We're in that era. But Oregon has 21 touchdowns by first-year college football players, the third most in the FBS since 2020, which leads us to Three's Keys tonight. What do you have here in lovely Lane County?
Oh, yeah. Minnesota's got to be salt and pepper. They got to push it real good. Down the field, explosive plays, win the one-on-one matchups outside. For Oregon, you got to seek and destroy. Find number 1, Darius Taylor. It's his first game back. Make sure you limit his touches and his yards after he gets those touches. And then for overall, for both of them, their quarterback's got to be in witness protection, okay? You cannot allow these defensive lines to tee off of them. They got sack masters on both sides, on both teams. Make sure you protect them and keep your quarterback clean.
Oh, we didn't have time. I wanted to play Rate the Cowboy hat.
Oh, I don't think his was better than mine. What do you think?
Well, I have to work with you the remainder of the season. So, yeah, yours is great. Love it.
I know you mean that. Deep down, you mean that.
Yeah, it's just less sparkly than the one we saw moments ago.
Nothing wrong with a bedazzled cowboy hat.
Words to live by. Minnesota will see it for the first time tonight on the kickoff from Sappington. It's a touchback, and it is Drake Lindsey. He's not a true freshman, but he is a redshirt freshman. And the key for him is getting one of those wins against a top 10 team. They've had some very tough road tests this year. What do you have to see from him tonight?
Well, you have to see him just not compound mistakes. You see that there, 6 wins as a freshman. They're 0-3 on the road. And they've faced 3 of the top 4 defenses in the country. So for him, you watch him walk out there, he's a big, strapping son of a gun. This guy can throw it all over the yard. But this environment, listen to that crowd. He has to manage that and get them to quiet down by just executing each play.
He's got another freshman behind him. Femi Ijaboy is the running back. Darius Taylor, who you mentioned in the open, in motion. And we have a marker in on the first play from scrimmage.
False start. A 50 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
This is an Oregon team that has been top 5 in false start and holding penalties this year. This offensive line has been very under-penalized. Different environment tonight.
Yeah, and that's what you talk about, that crowd noise. We just mentioned it. Not only does the quarterback have to manage it, this entire offense has to manage it and work on their communication. You don't want to have those things happening early, and already they're going to Wildcat to get this football to Darius Taylor.
It is Taylor who's going to take the direct snap, and they'll pitch it back to Lindsey. His throw goes to the tight end, Bibber, and he is dragged down short of the 25-yard line by Blake Purchase, the sophomore. So Minnesota on the offensive line has a couple of juniors in the middle there. Dylan Ray, the right tackle, a senior, in front of the skill position players who settle on Taylor as the key.
Yeah, and Taylor is the key to this offensive success. You saw him on the first play before the penalty. He was at wide receiver. And I just got to point out, the center named Beers and the tight end named Gears. We got Beers and Gears tonight, people. This is lovely football.
And they're all over the place right now. It's 4 to the right side, and then they'll throw into the bunch, and that's dropped by Taylor. Uyunglele was on rushing. It is 3rd and 11. So Greg Harbaugh Jr., the offensive coordinator, deep in the bag early. These edge rushers on 3rd and long are a nightmare.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder why would they go with those 2 trick plays back-to-back with Mateo Uyunglele and Tatum Tuioti, both coming off the edge. 3rd and 9, you know that they're going to be pinning their ears back to make this thing happen up front. And then Brandon Finney Jr., they said he is the most hard-working freshman corner they've ever been around, and he's been making plays all season long.
Uyunglele up top, Purchase down at the bottom. You see how wide they are at the line with Bibber in motion. Here comes Uyunglele, and Lindsey felt it immediately. Man, from a distance, Uyunglele created the sack.
Yes, he did. He made sure he pushed Bear Alexander down in the formation before the play. But right here, you've got Uyunglele coming off the edge. He's so fast off the edge that you can't even get a hand on him at the tackle position. And they had Darius Taylor there to try to help Chip, and he beat both of them.
That's where you don't want peripheral vision as a quarterback, because that thing's coming and you know it. Look, Uyunglele doesn't have the sack numbers as he did last year, but talking to this Oregon staff, he is so important. Tosh Lupoy says, look, we tell our guys all the time in front of Mateo, he is creating a lot of the havoc for other guys' numbers, and there he gets it on his own. That's team defense.
100%.
49-yard punt with a nice roll from Weston. Dante Moore in the offense, back out for Oregon, up 7.